GTA 5 is the second best-selling game in the entire world today, from which Rockstar Games earns $2.5 million every day. And when GTA 3 was released, it was called a game that revolutionized the entire gaming industry. So how did these GTA games become so huge? And how did they take over the world? And what role this person played in their popularity? Let me tell you, if this person wasn't there, nobody would have known about GTA. And maybe our gaming industry would have been completely different. So we'll learn about the controversial history of GTA in this video. Although the GTA series is so big that it is impossible to talk about in a single video, so in this video we'll be talking about the beginning of GTA and the 2D universe. There will be separate videos for 3D and HD universes. Before getting into the beginning of GTA games, let's understand a little about the beginning of Rockstar North. This is actually the main studio that has developed all the GTA games to date. So Rockstar was actually known as DMA Design previously, which has been developing games since 1987. It was based in Scotland, David Jones established it, and later he hired his classmates like Mike Daly, Russell Key, and Steve Hammond, and they created many games that included shooters, platformers, etc. Their 1991 puzzle game called Lemmings was very successful, selling 15 million copies, which was a pretty big deal back then. And they had many partnerships with other companies, be they Sony or Nintendo. If I go any deeper, the whole video would become about that. If you want that though, I can make a separate video on the history of Rockstar Games, where I'll explain everything about Rockstar Games, Take-Two Interactive, BMG Interactive, and everything else. But for now, just understand that in 1998, BMG Interactive, a subsidiary of Take-Two Interactive, bought DMA Design. And after the release of GTA 3 in March 2002, the name of BMG was changed to Rockstar Games, and DMA Design was changed to Rockstar North. David Jones, who had started DMA Design, left and started a different company called Real Time Worlds. Leslie Benzies became the new head of Rockstar North. Rockstar North adheres to a philosophy that you must understand before going forward, and it has been so since DMA Design. David Jones said in 1997 that all the games he developed didn't follow any trends, rather they created their own genre. If a new idea for a game was pitched to the company, the first question used to be, what is different about it? Because they wanted to make unique and innovative games, which probably involves a lot of risks, but they were ready for them, and that's why gamers respect them a lot. Basically, they had the attitude that if there is a new idea, try it out. And Jones himself said that he likes open-ended games a lot, meaning games where you can go anywhere you want and do anything you want. And this is why GTA games were kept open world. The good thing is that the company's philosophy has not changed, even after Jones left and the owner changed. In 2011, Dan Houser said in an interview that he didn't like making first-person games, because it was in their DNA not to follow other companies. They made games as they wanted to. If they like playing the game, then everyone else will too. Now, let's talk about how GTA started. So, the story is set in April 1995, when a game called Race and Chase was being developed. It was quite a difficult development, as several attempts were made to discard it or stop the development. The plan was to complete the game by 1996, but it took 4 years to do so. The concept of the game was inspired by Pac-Man. Basically, it was a fast multiplayer car racing and crashing game that was fun and addicting. You could play the characters of both the police and the robbers. But then it was thought that playing the game as police was not fun, so you could only play as robbers, where you would steal cars, beat pedestrians, and take jobs from crime syndicates. Inspiration was taken from the crime movies of the time, and even from the glorified violent culture of America. Because of that, moving forward, it was called Grand Theft Auto, which means stealing cars. Since the game was edgy, every member of the team kept promising edgy features like gangs, politics, etc. Players could hit and destroy cars. Even a bus bomb mission was proposed, where there was a bomb inside a bus. They also wanted to put in a mission of burning down a church, but scrapped it for fear of religious backlash. And finally, the game was released in 1997, which was going to be the foundation for one of the biggest game series in the world later on. Well, the game has been made, but now it comes to marketing. And for this, Take-Two Interactive adopted a unique strategy. They wanted to capitalize on the violent aspect of the game and deliberately create controversy. And for this, they chose Max Clifford. And let me tell you that this guy played a significant role in the future of the series. He is basically a publicist and does weird publicity stunts to create fake or exaggerated news. So he wasn't a saint, as he could do anything for publicity. And in 2014, he was even sentenced to jail for all the things he had done. That's what Take-Two wanted. They didn't care if the publicity for the game was good or bad, as long as it was the talk of the town. Basically, Max Clifford planted controversial news about the game in the newspapers, and the first one was the Daily Mail, which published an article with the headline, "Criminal Computer Game That Glorifies Hit-and-Run Thugs." Let me share another example. Brian Baglow, a developer of GTA, had a car crash, so Max sent the following headline to his buddies in the newspapers: "Sick car game boss banned from driving." After this news, the game was on the verge of getting banned, but it got released with an 18+ rating to get out of it. And all these controversies were what made GTA so popular, because if everybody says not to play this game, then it is the one being played the most. Max Clifford made GTA the most controversial game, which caused the game's sales to skyrocket. It became the best-selling game in the UK, and by 1998, it had completed 1 million sales. And because of its success, later games were made. If Max Clifford hadn't been there, perhaps GTA games wouldn't have been so popular, which its developers still acknowledge after many years. Anyway, he is no longer in this world, as he passed away in 2017. Well, the way it was marketed, it became the most controversial game. It is the most controversial game series, even according to the Guinness World Records of 2008. This is because there have been more than 4,000 articles published that have accused it of promoting violence, corrupting gamers, and even having connections with real-life crimes. Britain, Germany, and France condemned it, and Brazil even banned the game. Then the soundtrack of the game should be discussed too, which has been an important part of the GTA series from the beginning. Basically, when it was decided that the game would have a full-on open city, the team also came up with the idea that players should get the opportunity to listen to music too, which would be playing on the radio in the cars. 3 people from DMA used to create the music, working night after night. There was even an option to change the music of the game and play any music you liked. The number of radio stations increased with the second game, which was different for everybody. I mean, different gangs used to listen to different radio stations, which changed according to city zones. All these soundtracks were original, and the songs of GTA have always been praised. I firmly believe that GTA radio is better than actual radio. Try and change my mind. Then, in 1999, came GTA 2, which was a sequel to the previous game, and it was set in a retro-futuristic city called Anywhere. No one knows the time period. Someone says it's 1999, and others say it's 2013. Many changes were made to it, like saving after the mission, vehicles and pedestrians were better, then you would do jobs for different crime syndicates, so the one you worked for would pay respect to you and give you more difficult jobs. But then they would become enemies of other crime syndicates and kill their members. Side missions were added too, like the ability to drive taxis, you could modify your vehicle in the garage, and the other gang members even fight with the police. A short film on it was also released, which was the intro to the game. It showed Claude Speed doing different jobs in Anywhere City, and he got killed by the assassins of the gang he stole from. The reviewers said that the graphics didn't show much improvement, but the soundtrack was as good as the previous game. The gameplay was criticized too, but still, it was called fun. Then in 1999, Take-Two Interactive announced the GTA London 1969 expansion. It was based on real-life London and developed by the Rockstar Canada studio. In the year 1969, you went up to payphones to take jobs and commit crimes. Vehicles, accents, everything was based on London. After some time, GTA London 1961 was also released, which was similar to the previous one, and this entire bundle, together with GTA, was called GTA Director's Cut. So this was the story of the GTA 2D universe. After this came GTA 3, which was the beginning of the 3D universe, and it revolutionized the gaming industry. The revolution it brought forward in the gaming industry was unprecedented, but we'll share the story of the 3D universe in the next part. And if it's already uploaded, then you can find it on the left. If you like this video, then click on like. Subscribe to our channel, The Game Explainers, and I'll see you in the next video.